Bulginaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing these crimes, report them immediately.
I'm Polly.
And I'm Peter.
We host the Traffic Jam Show on City FM.
From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. every weekday.
Do the right thing.
In this bulletin, USP Vice Chancellor not traveling to Nauru as planned. Online Safety Commission raises concern. And new procedure will enhance bus services.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Atera Lendua.
Our State University of the South Pacific Vice Chancellor Professor Pa Alwalia says he will not be heading to Nauru today as originally planned. Speaking to FBC News from Australia, Professor Alwalia says as he has been deported from Fiji and doesn't have a Fijian visa, under the Australian immigration laws, he needs to serve 14 days in quarantine. He says his next move will be known after the 14 days are over. Professor Alwalia says he and his wife, Sandra Price, are currently in good condition. However, the academic claims his wife did suffer some injuries during the ordeal on Wednesday night and says she's spotting bruises. We are trying to get confirmation on these claims from authorities who detained the couple. The Fijian government says Professor Alwalia and Price had pardon me, I'll read that again. The Fijian government says Professor Alwalia and Price had at numerous times breached the provisions of Section 13 of the Immigration Act. The government in a statement says the actions of the Vice Chancellor and his wife have clearly violated the terms of their work permits, resulting in their subsequent deportation. Under Section 13 of the Immigration Act 2003, no foreigner is permitted to conduct themselves in a manner prejudicial to the peace, defense, public safety, public order, public morality, public health, security, or good governance of Fiji. The Online Safety Commission of Fiji has suggested that it's time social media owners hire Pacific Islanders to help enforce community guidelines of these platforms. Commissioner Anne Dunn Balelevuka has raised concerns that these multi-billion-dollar businesses have users in Fiji but do not have an office or representatives base locally. She adds a Pacific Islander would add an understanding of cultural dynamics. She says they receive troubling reports and harmful posts on social media sites almost every day.
We have to speak with individuals or employees based an entire ocean away. So we look forward to working together more closely with these platforms, including Facebook, to create a safer online environment for Fijians of all ages, but particularly young people.
The Online Safety Commission has highlighted that Facebook is the most widely used social media platform in Fiji. Fijians who have grievances against the bus industry will now be assisted by the Land Transport Authority and the Consumer Council of Fiji. The two bodies launched an initiative yesterday that will give consumers a direct voice and the ability to make direct contact with bus operators regarding their grievances. LTA Chief Executive Samuel Simpson says this will also give the 63 commercial bus operators to have a direct communication with their customers. He adds the process is not meant to be used against bus service providers without reason, but is intended to give Fijians a mechanism by which they can get redress as quickly as possible. Consumer Council CEO Seema Shandil says the launch of the bus company complaint procedure would also benefit bus service providers by encouraging consumers to go and lodge their complaints initially with the bus service providers, allowing them to address the issue directly. Shandil hopes by working with relevant stakeholders, they will be able to ensure bus services provided are quality, timely and efficient. Convincing industries to share a common vision in phasing out unwanted greenhouse gases remains a challenge for the Department of Environment. The department is enforcing the new licensing system for hydrofluorocarbon or HCFC gases, which depletes the ozone layer and contributes to global warming and climate change. Environment Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says in this industrialization era, it's a challenge luring different sectors to agree with an agenda that will safeguard our environment.
They are not sharing the same objective. And unless and until they share the same objective, you won't be able to really get them to deliver onto the targeted output and outcome.
U.S. President Joe Biden has sent a message to foreign allies as the country will now be engaging in a very different approach than what the world has seen under the Trump presidency. It's just the latest step as President Biden moves to undo much of America's first approach of the previous administration. Up ahead, Ikanikonda shines at Uprising Sevens and new Suva youngster ready.
Oira na ngone na nonde inuni enda beising ni mataka.
Mersusunga da kena loma dina kilo mikron.
Sakena ngau na mitaro bina nora baksangai ka wala loma taki na ngone. Dala bina oya o meliki.
Bulre oya o Samuel Samuel.
Nama kikira enda bei mataka.
Moniti kina makarombuka.
Ni wai tiri kalima na miniti me ono kina tiri na kaloko. Ena Radio Fiji One na ndomo ibiti.
Indaw kina na mataka. Dan ramay na singabo.
Levi Ikanikonda was instrumental in Fiji's 28-14 win over the Sireli Mbombo-coached Veyasana Providers side this morning at the Mobile Uprising Sevens tournament. Here are the tries.
For Masi, the best player at the Mara Sevens for Tambandamu when they won it, and Johnny Manu will round it off. Johnny Manu gets the first try. They get it well, Fiji. Sireli Mangala makes it look so easy, the 20-year-old Andri Unduvunduvukula. Now Veyasana will go in. We get set to go. Now Soni Tulavu. Tulavu, the new halfback, saw the gap, and the step didn't work that time, but Talavolo was there, and then the infield pass is good to Simeone there. High one over the top that time, Talavolo. That's the way to win new ball. And then he gets it out and away. Fiji making it look so simple. Kavakini Tambu.
The Uprising Sevens is the first major sevens tournament in the country to be played on an artificial turf. Tournament organizer Ropate Kauvesi says this will be the first time majority of the players will experience what it's like to play on the artificial pitch. Kauvesi adds it's going to be a new experience for nearly all the teams.
With the feel, it'll take any style of boot that you use. Whether it's cleats or studs, so it's ready for the go. And for teams, this is a very fast pitch. Get used to it, the first 2 minutes, and get hard into it the next 12 minutes.
Suva's new inclusion, Merrill Nund, has big shoes to fill as he prepares to represent the Whites during this football season. Nund, who joins Suva from Lotoka, is one of the likely candidates to replace Suva's top striker, Sairusi Nalaumbu. Nand, Ramzan Khan and Abhishek Prasad have joined the capital side through the pre-season transfer window.
There is a lot of senior players there, as you can see. Ravinesh Karan, one of the household names, Felipe Barabilala, and also Christopher. We play the same position, so yeah, I'm learning a lot from him.
Tottenham Hotspurs have suffered its third consecutive Premier League defeat after losing to Chelsea 1-0 today. Jorginho's first half penalty, awarded after Eric Dyer clumsily appended Timo Werner, gave the Blues the win. An active trough of low pressure remains slow-moving over the northern division. Occasional rain, heavy at times, and a few thunderstorms over Vanolevu, Taveuni, and nearby smaller islands. Fine weather prevails in other major centers. That's FBC News now. Join us again at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. For news you can trust, get the facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news at fbcnews.com.fj. Take care and good afternoon.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही है।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है। मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हमसफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर।